Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to look at the top 5 cards in Pioneer, the most played cards among all Pioneer decks, of successful decks to be fair. These are decks that have come in 5-0s in leagues, 4-0s or 3-1s in prelims, or top 32s in challenges, and some of the cards might be kind of surprising. Do it. Now what you find is a lot of these cards are actually sideboard cards, and the 5th most popular card in all of the Pioneer decks and all of the successful decks is Duress. And this kind of makes sense, right? Red-black mid-range is the most popular deck in Pioneer. And if you're playing black at all, you're playing Duress in the sideboard. It is played in 29% of the decks that put up results with an average number played of 2.4 per deck. Duress is an awesome card to be able to target, especially control players, or really if there's any non-creature spells that your deck is really afraid of, things like Bring to Light or Enigmatic Fires or things like that too. Allows you to get important cards out of your opponent's hand and be able to attack freely and take over the game. The 4th most popular card in Pioneer decks is Rending Volley. Rending Volley is an amazing sideboard card that is played, again, in about 29% of the decks with its average number of 2.5 per deck. It can't be countered by spells or abilities. It's an instant, and it deals 4 damage to target white or blue creature. And with spirits and white humans being extremely strong decks that you need to look out for, Rending Volley in the sideboard is an extremely important sideboard card. You basically play it in at least as a one-of, sometimes even more, in every red deck that you play, and it makes sense that it is the 4th most popular card in Pioneer. The 3rd most popular card in Pioneer is played in 30% of the decks with an average number played of 2, and that's Mystical Dispute. So this is mostly another sideboard card. It is a 3-mana instant that costs 2 less to cast if it targets a blue spell, and it says counter target spell unless this controller pays 3. So if you are playing blue, this is probably in your sideboard because it's hard to give up a 1-mana just counter everything in your opponent's deck spell. And you side it in against blue decks. It's great against spirits. It's great against the blue control decks. It's even reasonable against the 5-color decks that bring in counter magic against you. It lets you win the counter war and only have to leave 1 mana up to be able to counter your opponent's spells. It makes sense that this is played in 30% of the successful decks. The 2nd most popular card in Pioneer is Fatal Push, played in 36% of decks with an average number played of 3.5. Fatal Push is a 1-mana instant that says destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less, and it has Revolt, destroy that creature if it has converted mana cost 4 or less instead, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. Fatal Push is just the most efficient removal in the format. Rarely are creatures played that are over 4 mana. Generally, it's pretty easy to trigger Revolt with things like Fable the Mirror Breaker, flipping, blood tokens, anything like that. Vehicles leaving the battlefield and Greasefang. So generally, this is just a 1-mana destroy any creature your opponent has, and so if you're playing black, you are playing this card, both as an aggro deterrent, but it's also really good against the creatures in the mid-range decks. And the most popular card in Pioneer is Thoughtsis. And this makes sense. Thoughtsis has been a staple in Modern for forever, was even played in Legacy for a while, and still kind of is, not really. But it's played in 37% of decks with an average number played of 3.9. I don't know why you would play less than 4 Thoughtsis, but that's fine. Thoughtsis is a 1-mana sorcery where target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card, and you lose 2 life. Essentially, it's a better Duress. It's a main deckable Duress. It's a Duress that can hit creature spells as well. And so many games are started with a turn 1 Thoughtseize, take your best card, and now I'm winning. Thoughtsis is even better because it brings up your deck's win percentage against mulligans as well. If your opponent mulligans once, maybe even twice, and you have a Thoughtseize, it's really, really hard for you to lose the game because now they're down to 4 and they don't have the best card in their hand, or now they're down to 5 and they don't have the best card that they kept in their hand. It super punishes mulligans, and we love that. So those are the top 5 most popular cards in Pioneer. If you like this video and want to see more of it, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias, especially on Twitch, where I stream pretty much every night. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.